Good afternoon. Welcome to Back Away from the Donkey, or Baft Books as I'm calling it. Hello from my gorgeous Labrador Micah down here, who just wants to make a little snorty sounds. Apparently today's Tag Tuesday, so I thought I'd do a tag. I've got some other videos in the works and I'm waiting for some stuff, so I thought to keep some content up, I'd just do a tag. And this is the To Die For tag, which was originally done apparently by Peter the Book Lover. He's done a scorched earth policy on his channel and deleted loads of old videos, so the original one isn't there, but I will put a link to his channel down below. I actually got the idea for this tag off of Michael K. Vaughan, so I will link his video below as he talks about it. And literally, it is the To Die For. It is about 5 books you'd like to own for various reasons, or you haven't been able to get hold of. So I'll do that. And give. Here we have a little dragon, which my girl Micah's just brought to me. Come on, do it back. Do it back. Which I think is a dinosaur, actually. Anyway, so let's just Die For tag. So this is 5 books that I'd love to own. Okay, I have numerous copies of Lord of the Rings in its singular format, from my original ones I brought in the early 80s to some really nice additions. But one version I haven't got is, there's a film tie-in version, not from the Peter Jackson films, but from Ralph Bakshi's 1977 or 78 version of Lord of the Rings, which weirdly stops halfway through the Two Towers. I've got a soft spot for this animated film. It's flawed, but in some ways there's some good things about it. It's got some weird rotoscoping that sort of didn't quite work, and the fact they didn't finish it is a bit of a shame. But there is, I found out, a film tie-in version which has got a picture of the Nazgul on the front from the animated film. I found this out because I'm in a Facebook fantasy book group, and somebody posted it because they found it. I didn't even realise it existed. So now they made it my job to find a copy, and I still not managed to find a copy, well, not in decent condition or for a reasonable price. There seems to be a few over in America, but that's about it. But I really, really want a copy of this now. So I've just found a picture on the internet, which I'm going to put there, which you hopefully be looking at for a little while. But that is the version of Lord of the Rings I would like to add to my numerous, if you look up there, I've got numerous versions of Lord of the Rings and what have you up there. So, for book number 2, which would be a Dragonfall 5 book. If you looked at my Facebook newbie tag and my science fiction tag, which I did one of the first videos I did on this channel, I talked about Dragonfall 5 by Brian Earnshaw. These books got me into both reading and science fiction. And they're a set of children's books illustrated by Simon Stern about a space-going family who were so far behind the times that they used a spaceship and not teleportation. But it was their adventures as their family. They had a alien dog who used to fly using his ears, so what's not to love? And I just remember them so fondly because they were in my primary school library, and I think about 5 or 6 of them I read. I've had a look around because I would just like to have one just as part of my collection, as just like a, yes, this is what I used to read. No idea how good they are or what have you. I have had a look around and try and find them, but I've either find them at silly money or really poor condition. But yeah, that's another book. So I'll put a picture up, probably Space Cowboys one I'll show you because that's a really good title. So yeah, that's the first 2 books. And the third book is actually 4 books. Let me take you back in time. Way, way back. Okay. Back end of the 1970s, early 80s. After the first Star Wars film came out, science fiction fever, one of the things that got me into it. And there was a bunch of books. And there was some with like imaginary galaxies. I've got one here, which is written by Robert Holstock, the author. And this is an imaginary tour of the universe, and it's got some beautiful artwork in it. It's got some famous artists, some Jim Burns, some Chris Foss, and along with text. I'll show you this text about these people's journey, because they're doing a tour of the universe and all their adventures. And I love this. It's got passports, things like this. One day we'll do a video just on this book. But yeah, so I've got that book, but there's 4 books which are under the Terran Trade Authority, done by, 2 seconds, let me look at my high-tech notes. Yeah, it was Stuart Cowley. who wrote them and illustrated them. There's 4 books. There's Spacecraft, Starliners, Great Space Battles, and Space Wrecks. And it was a mixture of all these pictures and little stories surrounding them. And I so want to own these books. I never owned them at the time. I've most seen them. I remember a friend of mine having them at the time. And I've had a look around since, and they go for a lot of money now. They're just, and I think later on they even developed a role-playing game based in this universe. But yeah, so the Terran Trade Authority books, said all 4 of them. I would love one of them, any of them, just almost to go with this Tour of the Universe book, which I love. As I said, I will do some pictures of it one day. So that was a bit of a cheat because it was technically 4 books. Okay, and then the final book, is that final? Because I've done 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, and so not the final book. The 4th book is the illustrated Roger Zelazny. It's a book of his stories, Roger Zelazny, illustrated, as it says. There is a small mass market paperback version, and there's also a trade paperback version. Obviously, because it's got pictures in it, the trade paperback is the better one to have. As much as my last video said how much I wasn't a fan of trade paperbacks, that's trade paperbacks for normal novels. For something with illustrations in, it's perfect size. So yes, that, and try and get out of a decent copy. There's lots of poor condition copies, and I've set this another book that I would like to own. And then for my 5th book, is a hard one because I couldn't really think of one that I really, really wanted to own. There's plenty of books I'd like, bits of collections I'd like to fit in it off. So, as much as it would be 5 books, I'm putting mine down to 4 because... Okay, this is a quick insert because actually I lied. There is a 5th book that I'd like. Dark Horse Comics released a series based on the Alan Dean Foster book of Splinter of the Mind's Eye from Star Wars, and there is a trade of it, and it's going for a bit of silly money, and I would love to own a copy of that, and I keep looking at it and think I should pick that up, but I never seem to do. So I thought I'd just do this as a quick drop in and just tell you about that one. I said I'll put a picture of it. I said, yeah, it's the Dark Horse Comics version of Splinter of the Mind's Eye, and it looks great, and I'd love a copy of that. Anyway, see you soon.